A very warm welcome to the Isle of Man for the Netball Europe Open Challenge event 2019 here at the National Sports Centre in Douglas. We've already seen some amazing netball and we have lots more for you from our 7 competing nations this weekend. Our 5 regional teams host Isle of Man, Gibraltar, Republic of Ireland, Emirates and Israel, plus our 2 invitational teams, both at Netball Europe for the very first time, the Cayman Islands and the UK Armed Forces. I'm Natalie Pepperland, delighted to be joined for the game today in commentary by Suzanne Skelding. Hi Suzanne.
Hello, great to be here.
So we've already seen these 2 teams compete today, with Gibraltar losing only marginally to the UK Armed Forces and Cayman Islands losing a bit more heavily to the Republic of Ireland. So what do you think we can expect to see from this game?
I think we'll see a really solid performance coming out of Gibraltar, but it will be interesting to see how they handle this different style of play. I've not seen the Cayman Islands play yet this weekend, so looking forward to watching that. And I think they're going to both be going out for their first win, aren't they? So difficult to call at the moment, Natalie.
Fabulous. Just to let you know, we do have more games coming up today. At 5 o'clock, Republic of Ireland play the UK Armed Forces. And at 7 o'clock today, we also have the Isle of Man versus Israel. But back to our current game, Gibraltar versus the Cayman Islands. The teams for you: for Gibraltar, goal shooter Megan Martinez, goal attack Amy Pozo, wing attack Janice Marino, centre Joelle Marino, wing defence Zania Reyes, goal defence Lini Okanya, goalkeeper Bryony Raveno. On the bench, Courtney Ferreira, Holly Gregg, Anna Hernandez, May Truman Davis and Amy Valverde Benatar. The coach Sarah Payers, assistant coach Denise Ellis, manager Karen McMahon and primary carer Joyce Evans. For the Cayman Islands, a goal shooter we see Kay Copeland, goal attack Rose Wilson, wing attack Alexis Carayas, centre Catherine Gow, wing defence Tishelle Logan, goal defence Nikki Lynch, goalkeeper Nikisha Lewis. On the bench for them, Kayan Clark, Ariana Grant, Christy Hurlston, Stacey Kelly and Nicola Pringle. Coach Lynette Monteith, assistant coach Nicola Hunter, primary carer Adina Miller and manager is Ida Ebanks. Our umpires today are Kate Mann, Rachel Radford and our reserve umpire is Leonard Masao. So the ball is now being delivered to the Cayman Islands to start this game. So a contested game we think for this one.
I think it is going to be a contested game. You can see the Cayman Islands in their warm-up, you can see very aerial, very bouncy on their feet, putting out some real high ball, and that's going to be difficult for Gibraltar to challenge, but we've seen that they've come back from quite a tough start of their first game, so it'll be good to see them play.
Yeah, absolutely. A great third quarter, wasn't it, by Gibraltar?
That was a lovely front hole position there from the goalkeeper, Bryony.
Good pressure by Gibraltar. That was a longer shot than we saw Kay Copeland taking in the first game, so probably not the most comfortable position for her to be shooting from.
No, she wasn't looking very comfortable. They're going to have to work it a lot more together. That, however, was a gorgeous interception.
Going to need more front ball, I think, from Gibraltar in this game.
Definitely, they're not going to be wanting to do that, but you know, you try it once. That was a much better shot from her, wasn't it?
Absolutely, which puts them on the scoreboard.
Umpires taking good control of these games here today. We can see a real difference this year in the umpiring, I think, all over in all the different leagues. A lot more talking, a lot more cautioning. I think it just sets the standard out, doesn't it, for the players? They know what to expect. Yeah,
we're very lucky to have such qualified umpires here as well at this tournament.
Indeed we are.
Oh, great take.
Yeah, I think it was just early nerves at the beginning, but that's 2 good goals for them. So Gibraltar yet to score.
Like you say, the aerial game as well is something that Gibraltarians may well struggle with a bit more than the Republic of Ireland.
Yes, I think so. Just it's a very different style of play. They have actually been out and about all over the world this year, though, Gibraltar, playing lots of different styles of netball. They were over in Asia playing some netball against some different teams, I think, in preparation for this. But you know, what we do know about Gibraltar is that they work it out, don't they? And then they come back into the game. So they are still intelligent players.
Yeah, we were really impressed in the first game with their defensive unit as well at the back, came out with a lot of turnover.
They did indeed, and that's what kept them in the game. So it's so close, actually. It could really have gone either way.
It's interesting to see Amy Pozo getting the nod at goal attack to start. She was taken off in the first game after the first half.
She was. Perhaps just needed some fresh legs there for this game. But their changes actually were very good for them, weren't they? Their shooting changes made a huge difference to their game.
Absolutely.
Seeing a lot of strapping on these knees here. Maybe a result of the very aerial game that they play.
Shooting really well, Kay Copeland, making a nice start to the game.
They're getting the ball really safely to that circle edge, aren't they? Which is really helping them to get into a good position and be able to feed a really successful ball in. Lucky rebound.
Shooting short, isn't she, again, bless her?
Yeah, I think that's just a bit of nerves. Perhaps not faced up to such tall aerial defenders before.
Oh, good pick-up, though.
Just struggling to get it right to that circle edge, but deemed to be contact in the circle there.
Beautiful shot there by Megan Martinez.
That's good. They're on the scoreboard, 3-1. What a great position. And this is what they were doing earlier, isn't it? Really solid front position and not hesitating to go up for that ball, despite the height difference.
Oh, that's better. Oh, she was open. Goal shooter was there. That's unfortunate. She just took her eyes off a little bit too soon. Just making sure that it's set in the right position.
Yeah, umpire's being really clear here.
Oh,
I think we're going to see quite a bit of that, I think, in this game. Both very feisty players. That was a bit of a late hand on the ball, though, so right decision there by the umpire.
couldn't quite keep that one in court, Rosie Wilson. Oh, a nice long ball through court.
Yeah. They're taking a nice little short ball, long ball. They're playing really nicely together through the middle court, actually. That's going to have to be, I think that's actually one of their strengths. Bring the ball all the way through from the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see that nice circle rotation at the end. It's just a shame we couldn't quite get it in. We saw some of them as well from Rose Wilson in the last game. That elevation just to pop the ball over the 3 foot mark to a holding shooter.
Yep, it's that basketball move that's creeping into the game of netball quite considerably. It's a tough one to do.
And it's a tough decision as a defender as well, isn't it? Because if you take front space, then you open up the back space. If you take the back space, you open up that front pop. It's just a tricky one
to
defend.
It is a tricky one. But so far making some good decisions.
Clever bounce pass. How much did you think that was playing Amy into the game? She was in the same shooting position, very close to the post, Megan Martinez, and just opted to...
I think, and that's a sign of a real good team, isn't it? Just sort of like playing her in. She's obviously very nervous, and it was a difficult start for her earlier on in the day. She is an amazing shooter.
Yeah, absolutely.
She will have had less time with them, I think, this year, though. That was really nice work in the circle, wasn't it? And that brings it to just one goal in it. So I think it's going to be a tight one all the way through.
And that's the Amy Pozo that we've seen, isn't it, before in many competitions.
Indeed.
Just take the ball, up, sink it. Next job.
She is studying abroad at the moment, so I think probably less time on court together, and you know that's one of those things that they're probably also struggling with.
And it's difficult, isn't it? Because you know when you've got a career or you're studying and you've got to be in all these different places, it's a choice, but it's one that you've got to make. Netball doesn't pay as of yet the money we would like.
Not yet. It's getting there though. That's a nice defensive work there from the Cayman Islands.
Oh, just a little bit too far, which means Gibraltar will have the chance to pull it level. Currently 3-4 down.
Bit of a late contact there.
But what's really nice is seeing that strength actually to take that hit and bounce off it. It's real strong core, isn't it, to go up, take the hit in the air and still land it.
I think that, in previous years, a lot of the challenge teams, they would have been drilled in playing their netball, but I don't think they would have necessarily been looking at their fitness levels and their strength and conditioning to play the game. And the game's changing, so they've got to step up. And as you rightly predicted, they've drawn it to a 4-all draw, which is amazing.
A great shot by Amy Pozo as well. Good to see her getting her confidence back.
Nice.
Down the other end, Kay Copeland saying anything you can do, I can do as well.
It's a nice game, isn't it? Nice and simple when you just play it like that. It's not really a complicated game, but sometimes we do make it a bit complicated.
Oh,
beautiful. Lovely.
No, she's not going to stop sinking them.
Just getting the measure of the defence, isn't it, really, in that circle. I think at the beginning it was just a bit daunting having those big arms up and over the ball, but she's taking the ball nice and quickly and getting herself a lot of space.
Oh.
That was a lovely response, though.
Yeah, the shooters are on fire at the moment, both ends. Hopped in to go backwards to reset.
And swinging over to the side, yeah. Oh, I thought she was going to feed that in there. That ball was definitely on. But, the defence are doing a really good job of confusing the space, so it is hard, isn't it? Ball placement is absolutely critical.
Absolutely, and the ball being pushed a bit too far there for Joelle, but she was stuck a bit in the pocket there. She needed to probably play out, regain a bit of space to play back onto the edge. But Cayman Islands have it.
Still quite a few long, loopy balls going in from the Cayman Islands up the centre court.
She's got Velcro on her hands. That's stuck.
I think she has. Both those shooters have got amazing control of the ball. Unforced error there. Was that a footwork call we saw from the umpire?
It was a contact against the centre, an attacking contact.
Lovely front position. That was a great feed in. But great denial of space there, not allowing her to get that rebound. So well done. Good defence there by the keeper.
We were talking in the last game as well about sometimes the wing attack playing too deep, but that was quite nice because when she played deep, she played it back to a defender to then get ahead, didn't she?
Absolutely.
Nice. Could see Amy wanted the swing there.
Not quite communicating what they wanted there. Is there a fitness difference, do you think, between the Cayman Islands? I mean, they're a relatively inexperienced team in comparison, aren't they, to Gibraltar?
Yeah, I think, like you said, the Cayman Islands are generally a bit more aerial from what we've seen so far. And I think maybe the Gibraltars have a little bit more through court speed. They've definitely got a really quick ball release when they want it.
Yeah.
But time will tell in terms of longevity.
Yes, maybe that's what, because there was quite a big score difference, wasn't there, between Ireland and Cayman Islands, definitely.
Absolutely. But then, you've got some real experience as well in the Gibraltar side, the Marinos playing together.
Yes, netball royalty in Gibraltar, I think.
Yeah, and well earned.
Yes, they've just been winning some awards, I think. Who was it? Gibraltar Sports Personality of the Year was Joelle Marino, so yeah, definite netball family.
Yeah, she's on 35 caps. Janice is sat on 31.
It's a lot of seniority, isn't it, if you make a comparison between a couple of caps. And, it really is a different stage, isn't it, playing your local league netball to playing on an international stage like this in such an amazing arena, on such a fantastic court. Absolutely. With spectators. That makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Not a close yet low scoring game at the minute. It takes us to 10 for the Cayman Islands and 6 for Gibraltar. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us, please do. Hashtag NEOpen on Twitter. We would love to hear from you. We'll also try and pick up some things from the Facebook stream. Tell us your thoughts. Tell us what you would do if you were the coaches. We'd love to hear anything that you've got to say.
I'm sure there's plenty of armchair coaches back in everybody's hometowns and all over Europe and the world. In fact, I'm sure watching these games. Just a bit of obstruction there. That's the first sort of like discipline thing in the circle, I think, really. They've been very disciplined on their distance up till now, so possibly a bit tired, and certainly that ball over a third, I'd say, was down to a bit of tiredness. It's tough, isn't it? They're playing 2 big games in a day, so that's going to definitely be wearing.
Yeah, absolutely, and not too much time in between, especially for the Cayman Islands. They had 1 game on and 1 game off, so played at 11 and now playing at 3.
They'll sleep well tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough on the body, I think, in the first day of the competition, and facing up some pretty tough competition.
Nice. Steady shot from Megan Martinez to draw them back to a 4-goal gap. I'm sure they'd like to turn this one, though, going into half-time. It's a long one.
Good take there by the shooter. Nice finished shot, and it's final minute of the game, so...
Nice.
Very nice. So they're going to want to turn this ball, Gibraltar, to get within 3, I think, to finish the first quarter.
It's another long one. Oh, they found that passing accuracy now, haven't they?
Very
Bryony
nice.
Raveno is going to have to do something to try and stop that ball going in.
It's a tough one, isn't it, when you've got such a tall shooter that's taking the ball so well. There's a height differentiation there. Sometimes better to come off the body, maybe.
Yeah.
Force a lower ball in. Oh, that was a lovely shot.
They're going to take it.
Straight in. Yes, there it goes. And she gets it. Oh. Unlucky. And no contact deemed. That's the end of the quarter.
So that leaves us with Gibraltar on 9 and the Cayman Islands on 13. Is that what you would have expected coming into this game?
I thought actually Gibraltar would be a little bit more dominant in there, but again, maybe some tired bodies. But I think that they're very good at working out what they've got to do next. They've got a good bench, haven't they, to play off, as have the Cayman Islands, actually, to be honest. But they were really finding their feet with that long ball going in and managing to pull away to a nice 4-goal lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the first game, we saw the first quarter wasn't great for Gibraltar either. They went down 5-10 and then pulled the third quarter back to within 2. So we know that they've got a lot to come back with.
They've definitely got a lot to come back with, and whether that's their fitness, whether that's their skill level, and certainly their experience, I think they can draw on all 3 things that is going to be in their favour. So if I had to put money on it right now, shall I?
Oh, go
shall
on.
I go there?
Do it.
I'd say Gibraltar. I think Gibraltar are going to pull this one, and they'll stoically, I think, just get that. They'll just keep chipping away, and then I think they'll be able to go with it. But let's see if I'm right. I don't know.
We've got some first quarter highlights for you coming on the screen now, so you can catch up on all the best bits from that quarter. And for the Cayman Islands, do you think they need to keep it the same? Do they need to tweak anything? What would you be saying to them?
I don't know the depth of their bench really, but to be honest, they're doing nothing wrong, are they? They've kept 4 goals ahead. They've managed to find their way to get that ball in. That long ball is going beautifully into the shooter's hands. She's managed to get her range. She's shooting really mainly from sort of like mid-range and close range. Nothing to really change unless they just need a bit more sort of fitness through. I think their centre court they could do with a bit more, maybe some faster legs in the centre third.
So just to keep you updated from our Facebook and Twitter, Kimi Kumraz says, "Come on, Cayman, teamwork, make the dream work. Teamwork, make the dream work." Sorry, absolutely. I love that one. Maria Davidson Garcia, bueno, Amy Pozo. I hope I said that right. And Sue Dalton, love these long shots to Cayman shooter. So I'm assuming that's exactly what you were talking about, that range, that long pass that we've been seeing. It's quite exciting.
It is exciting, and how lovely for these girls to have people watching from all over the world, watching their players play, people that they perhaps play with on a weekly basis up there on the international stage. Fantastic.
Absolutely. But Gibraltar do need to do something to stop that long pass, don't they?
They do, and we talked about it a bit earlier, didn't we, about maybe just coming off the body a little bit. I mean, she got those first two, Bryony got those first couple of interceptions, didn't she, having that nice strong front position, but they've just readjusted the ball going in, so I think she just needs to do something so that she can go for the fly, I think, really, so come off the body a little bit maybe.
And is there anything that the mid-court defence can do to try and prevent that ball going in?
They're going to have to stop that drive. I think they're doing quite a good job of finding the space in the centre third, and they're going to have to look for that runner and deny them some space. They're allowing them quite a lot of free rein in that court and reacting rather than being proactive to stop them driving into that centre third. So it's all a little bit too easy in that third for them at the moment.
Both of these teams have been in very exciting games so far, so it'll be really interesting to see what they come out with in the next quarter. We can just see them now getting into their team huddles, I think, doing their shouts, and they are making their way back onto court for what is set to be an exciting second quarter.
Can you see any changes? I can't see any changes at the moment. It's looking, we will get the sheet through, won't we? But it's looking pretty much as if they've kept their same teams.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, Pozo, Martinez. So more of a defensive game from Gibraltar, that's what we need to see, so they can turn over ball and get it in, because their shooters aren't missing.
That's nice second phase. Oh.
Frustrating for the defender, but well weighted, to be fair.
Yeah.
Wing attack, good feed in.
Beautiful.
Right, well, that's their attacking game. Now it's the defensive side that we need to see, and this is how they're going to win the game.
Here goes that ball. Different angle by the keeper.
Good to see her trying something different. Good back up there from the defence on the transverse line.
Oh, beautiful.
Lovely. It's so much easier for the shooters to get a good ball in when their centre court players get it to the circle edge.
And the top as well. Being on the top, you've got so many options, haven't you? You can swing to pocket to open up the base, or feed it left or right.
Oh, that was a lovely ball in. But not to be. Good rebound there.
And that's really important as well, isn't it, that they're getting on the end of those rebounds, because when you can get the ball in so easily, oh.
Well read. Is that Nikisha, is it? Yeah, I think, yeah.
Contact called there against Xenia Reyes.
Nice pocket take. Great position. Their ball placement is really good into that circle, isn't it? So that's keeping them ahead, still by 4 goals.
Yeah, it's improved from the first game, I would say, definitely. It wasn't poor in the first game, but maybe slightly off. This time it's almost pinpoint accurate, those balls into the shooters. Oh, good arms.
Bit of confusion there.
On 1 foot.
Yeah, difficult for Pozo to get a rebound when you've got such height in the circle there.
Yeah, but really good job. Pozo covered the centre,
right.
Played off to cover the next one, then covered back on the centre, and just confusion for the Cayman Islands on where to place that ball.
And this is what they've got to do, isn't it? That's how they're going to be able to turn ball round.
Oh, no one wants to shoot.
A little bit of a surprise, but they managed to maintain possession and score.
Oh, beautiful.
Now, she was off the body there, wasn't she? So,
absolutely.
And that's what you get from an experienced player, is able to really work out what needs to happen. And again, experienced team, not afraid to send it back, to go forward.
And interestingly, the Cayman Islands were doing a really good job in their first game of trying to squeeze the Republic of Ireland on one side of the court. And when that's happened to Gibraltar, they've sent it back to open up the space beautifully.
Again, sharing the ball nicely. Shooter love in the circle. That's what we like to see.
Pulling it back within 2. Good job, Gibraltar. And now it's up to the Cayman Islands. They're going to have to respond to this fight back.
They are. This is a good one to turn for them, but Gibraltar, that's easy. But good defence there, forcing it back.
The problem for the Cayman Islands is that reset is too easy, isn't it? There's no one defending that back line. The transverse line is open for the Gibraltarians.
It is. There's nobody out there. I think they're just maybe saving legs, hoping the ball's going to come back down. So within 1. They really do need to score on this one.
Kay Copeland makes sure that they do. Beautiful 1-2. Just a little bit off balance on that final feed. Oh, textbook triangles in the circle.
They've injected a bit of speed into their game here at Gibraltar, haven't they? And it's just taking the Cayman Islands by surprise a little bit. So they're maintaining possession, lots of options.
And they're quite deceptive as well on their passes. They do make it look like they're going to send it one way and then offer the quick offload on the other side, don't they? Good shot there by Amy Pozo, keeping it within 1, looking for that crucial turnover now. Oh, and that could be it. Come the hour, come Joelle Marino.
This is what we said should happen, and that's great. They've just got to keep that together, haven't they?
Timing on that pop's really good, isn't it?
Oh, that was lovely. That's shooters that have worked a lot together in the circle. And defence can't do anything with that. They've got a lot of movement, which is making it really difficult for them to get the ball. 16 apiece. Is this where we see Gibraltar? Would that be the first time they go ahead, I think, in this game?
Just to bring you some apologies for the late timing, but some late changes. Courtney Ferreira has actually gone on to goal shoot for Gibraltar. Lenny Okanya has gone on to goalkeeper, and Bryony Raveno goes to goal defence. So they've just done a positional switch for those two.
And this is what they did with their shooters in the first game, isn't it? Very, very successful changes they made.
Yeah, really good coaching decisions and under pressure coaching decisions as well. You know, when there's 4 goals in it, it's a tough decision as a coach as to whether to stick or twist.
They've worked together a long time though, haven't they? So I think that she knows her players, knows what she can get out of them, and that's a very nice 2-goal lead.
Cayman
to their centre, sorry.
Cayman Islands, a substitution for you. Shell Logan goes off at wing defence and Kayan Clark comes on. Oh, some quick goals in succession now for Gibraltar.
They really are. So Cayman Islands are going to have to come up with some big defence here, and certainly some less mistakes but like that. They need to look forward. They're looking very much to the side and not looking forward because they've actually got some options going forward that they're not seeing.
Oh, court stood still.
Good tip there, good hands.
Catherine Gow at centre.
Yeah, very nice. Oh. Nothing coming forward. And that's when you're relying on that long bomb to go in. It's got to be pinpoint, hasn't it? We saw that at the beginning of the game where it wasn't quite so much, and then it got an awful lot better. But Gibraltar taking the ball right to the circle edge.
Oh, good pressure again by Catherine Gow. Good closing speed on the intercept.
And again, top position. Lovely support by mid-court.
And feeding it non-defender side as well, aren't they? So that as the defenders coming around the closed side, they're feeding it the other side. It makes it really hard to get your feet round, doesn't it?
It really does. Great ball placement, getting ball side.
Good arm in there by Nikki Lynch. Just disrupting the flow. This is better by the Cayman circle defence, just keeping those shooters non-ball side and not allowing them to rotate.
Yeah, nice defence work. They're really forcing it. That's the second time it's had to go back. But she's managed to get a great front position there. Is it Pozo? No, Megan.
Oh, great intercept. We really need some angles through the court from the Cayman Islands. They're all running straight through the court. They need to drive on those diagonals so the ball can travel forwards.
They do. They've got to use that width, haven't they, to take their defence out. But they're not. They're just relying on that long ball in, and it's not getting there.
But credit to Gibraltar, because it
All
was
credit
before.
due. All credit due to Gibraltar. Yeah.
Good pressure there by Nikki and Nikisha at the back.
This is better coming forward. Lovely long vision.
That doesn't count. The whistle had blown, but I'm sure this one will.
Yes.
Under the post, you'd bet on Rose Wilson to score them.
And their centre pass. This is good for them, isn't it? 'Cause they're 3 down now. Bit of pressure there, but deemed to have contacted. And we see the Cayman Islands taking the ball right to the circle edge and making a real success of it.
And
Very
actually,
nice.
it's player-led as well, isn't it? Because the coaches can't have too much input from the side now, because we're in the middle of the game. I mean, they might be shouting, but actually the players have to make the decisions in those quarters.
They do, and that's the importance of players playing with a variety of different people, so that you create thinking players. I think that's absolutely crucial, because the coaches, as you very rightfully say, can't do the job. An unusual miss there. 2 in a row, but beautifully picked up.
Gibraltar doing a good job of sitting ball side. Oh, nice pass.
That's 3 in a row from the Cayman Islands. They're not going to let that go, and they bring it within 1, 20 goals to 19.
And their centre pass as well. This is going to be a good game. This is a good game.
This is a good game. I love the fact that we actually, they're working it out, aren't they? You can just almost hear their brains working it out, what they've got to do.
Netball chess.
Fantastic. But great turnover there by Gibraltar. Lovely play there.
Courtney Ferreira working to play front as Amy Pozo pulls back. They work that circle space really well between them. And another interception by Joelle Marino. I'd love to see her interception count. That must be at least 3 or 4.
It's lovely,
in the
isn't
space
it?
of 10 minutes.
And rewarded with a goal from her shooter. That's really good. That's one of the hardest things, isn't it? You can turn a ball over, but if your shooters aren't going to put it in the net for you, then it's very frustrating from a defensive perspective.
Absolutely. And your shooters on fire like that lifts the whole team, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
But credit to the mid-court as well, working it in to get those shooters in good positions. A big cheer from the crowd.
They have a good support network, Gibraltar. You can see a lot of the other teams up in the stands as well, watching their players.
We'll be watching, taking notes.
Yeah, defenders doing a good job there, confusing the space. Oh, that was like threading a needle. Beautiful, rewarded with a goal.
It's just flowing beautifully for them, isn't it? Injury time called for Alexis Correas from the Cayman Islands. We will bring you up to date with the changes. That does mean that Catherine Gow is moving to wing attack. We should see a new centre entering the game. So don't forget, if you are on Twitter or Facebook, please do get in touch. On Twitter, use the hashtag NEOpen. A couple of the comments coming in so far. Tammy Oliver says, great rebounding. Rachel Sherlock, you go Cayman. Deirdre and Ghana, I'm loving it. Go Cayman, you can do this. Mandy Ballingall saying, come on, Gibraltar. Cecilia saying, yes, well done, girls. Keep it, Gib. Rachel Sherlock would like some more aggression from the Cayman team.
I don't know, they're showing a lot of aggression. They're working really hard out there.
Rachel Sherlock also says both defenders are working tremendously. I would completely agree with that, Rachel.
Well, there's the aggression that she was asking for. That was a really good drive by the goal attack there, but Gibraltar coming away with the ball.
Oh, beautiful rebound. That was two hands. She was having that ball. Good job, Nikki Lynch.
Unlucky. Not quite enough of a drive to the ball there, but Gibraltar picking it up. Really looking after that ball, Gibraltar. And getting the rebound.
And that now means that the Cayman Island wing attack can actually come back onto court. So she obviously didn't make it on in time after the injury, which means Catherine Gow had to go back to centre. You cannot play without a centre. So despite being 6 players, Catherine had to go back to centre. We have a new wing attack on. Some oohs and ahs from the crowd as a couple of tumbles.
Bit of a late attack. Just coming in a bit late there, the Cayman Islands goal attack. Gibraltar finishing that off nicely with a goal. That's a 6-goal lead now.
Ooh.
There's really no defence of the centre pass. It's a bit of a clash right in front of us there.
Lots of legs.
Lots of legs. Some good fair contest of the ball there, and it's nice to see the umpires letting some of the contest go as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, players are really going for that. They've also got to keep the game fair and safe, but nice to see. It's nice to see the wing attack there coming on and taking a good centre pass for the Cayman Islands. Let's hope they can finish off with a goal, which they can. So that brings them into the 20s, 26-20. Lovely hands on that ball. And they come away with it.
So just to confirm for you that it's actually Nicola Pringle that's come on into that wing attack position for the Cayman Islands.
Amy Pozo, some fantastic shooting. Very composed, isn't she? Mid-range, beautiful shot.
So much more on fire in this game. She's really found her feet again, hasn't she?
And that, you know, really good from the coach's perspective. They obviously know their players and know that sometimes you just got to come off as a player and see what it is so that you can go back on and make a difference. Obviously lots of confidence that she can, but we've got a Cayman Islands ball at the other end.
Just over 8 seconds on the clock. Oh, unlucky.
Not able to finish off on the goal.
Which means the second quarter sees a turnaround of the scores. Gibraltar leading 27 goals to Cayman Islands 20. So a big difference in that scoreline this quarter.
Yeah, a real big difference. 7 goals is actually quite a convincing lead, I think, and they did what we thought they would come out and do, Gibraltar. They injected a bit of speed into that ball, some very quick balls popping in from the top of the circle into the shooters, lots of moving around that was the defensive duo were unable to keep up with.
Absolutely. 18 goals they scored that quarter and kept Cayman Islands to 7, which is a huge difference. It's double their first score.
Yeah, that is a huge difference.
But that's the kind of 18 goals is the kind of score that you want to see your teams putting on at international level, isn't it?
Yeah,
quarter by quarter.
You certainly do. Yeah, that's a good score for Gibraltar. They'll be very happy with that. So I'd be surprised to see too many changes, to be honest. Certainly their shooters are doing what they need to do, very relaxed and calm in there, and able to compete against those tall, rangy defenders.
So we've just got some second quarter highlights coming on the screen for you now. What do you think is the key difference between, 9 goals is huge. What's the key difference between the first quarter for Gibraltar and the second quarter? What are they doing?
I think it's their maturity and their experience of reading the play. So they've managed to pick off some of that ball. We saw the defence certainly coming off the goal shooter, so forcing the ball in. They've picked up a lot more ball centre third, I think, haven't they? They've been very, very defensive in the centre third, and there's been no pressure on their centre pass whatsoever. So they've been able to attack very easily, get the ball in when it's their centre pass, and they've been doing a lot of work turning over.
And the Cayman Islands, if you're coaching the Cayman Islands, what would you be saying to them now? Started off with 13, that quarter was 7, but the difference between the two, again, immense, but the opposite way for them.
It is the opposite way, but I think we're starting to see some tired legs here because there's not a lot of drive, there's not a lot of angles going on. They're relying on lobbing the ball in, but Gibraltar are reading it, and that's the difficulty, isn't it? They're unable to get that ball all the way down to the circle, so they have to do a lot more moving, a lot more running, and we might well see some fresh legs coming on to be able to do that for them.
Just to bring you some comments from Twitter. Maria Gomez, fantastic teamwork at Gib Netball, you can do this. Claire Nanez, brilliant to see my teammates bringing back their fight, sitting on the edge of my seat whilst recovering from an ACL reconstruction.
Probably see quite a few of those in netball, don't we?
Yeah, we're hoping you a very quick and swift recovery, Claire. It's great to hear from you, as it is to hear from all of you, so feel free to get in touch, #NEOpen on Twitter, or comment on the Facebook stream, and we will try and keep you up to date with your comments. Josephine Fringpong on Facebook agrees with you. Cayman need to dig in. Fitness is a problem. But again, we've just said, haven't we, two games with 1 game rest at this level. Huge ask.
It's a big ask, isn't it? And you've got to factor in somewhere along the line some travel time. It does take time to, for the body to adjust. I know they've been here a couple of days, but a couple of days, it's still quite considerable for them to do that. And you got to, wonder their sort of preparation for the tournament probably hasn't been the same as somebody like a team like Gibraltar, who are definitely looking for a top 2 finish here, I would suggest, in this competition. So they're going to be looking at there are 2 competitions, aren't there, running? There's the invitational tournament as well as the members tournament, so there's a lot to play for, and they're looking very good, Gibraltar, at the moment, looking very, very good indeed, and certainly able to they keep fighting right to the end. They don't give up, do they? They just keep going, and they keep coming up with something else, which is great, what you want from your team.
Absolutely, and as we said before, these Cayman Islands at the moment are rated, they're not ranked, so they're looking at these for ranking points to get them into the world rankings. Gibraltar currently sat ranked at 35, so they'll be wanting to push up those rankings as well.
They will be wanting to push up those rankings, yeah, indeed. There's going to be I don't know when the new rankings come out. I know they're going to be submitted.
Gibraltar are ranked at 30th.
30th. Okay, so they're going to want to push up.
Apologies, Gibraltar. Yeah, they're going to want to push up. The Republic of Ireland are ranked 20th, but seeing these teams out now, we saw the Cayman Islands versus the Republic of Ireland. I don't think there's much difference between Gibraltar and the Republic of Ireland at all. It's going to be a great game when those two match up.
It is going to be a good game, yes. I'll have to look at my commentating roster and see whether we're on that one. It will be a really good one to commentate, I'm sure.
But I think all the teams at the moment, there's just not much in it, is there? It's such an exciting weekend.
It is an exciting weekend. I don't think we've ever seen a Netball Europe Open Challenge competition start with such incredible games. Really is amazing to see such great netball from all these different teams. And it's lovely for people to be able to play against different teams like the Cayman Islands, coming all this way and putting themselves out there. It's hard, isn't it, to get ranking games when you're in the challenge section of the ranking, and you've got to be able to sort of like put your girls out there so they understand what it is, and the pressure to play internationally like this in front of a crowd, and live streamed, people are watching from all over the place. It's hard, it's really tough for the coaches, tough for the players. So I think Cayman Islands are doing an amazing job. It's great to see them here. They've got some lovely netball on show, but it's good to see Gibraltar, who've been in it for a long time, being able to pull on that experience that they've got.
And as you were saying, it's difficult in some countries to replicate this level of match play. Yourself being from Emirates, how have you found, could you find that you can replicate this type of competition over in Dubai, or is it
I think there's some really, really good netball played over in Dubai, but it is very different because you're looking at, outside courts. You don't have an indoor arena to play these games, so you don't get games like this for sure. And also, actually, even being able to watch them, I mean, it is good. We've got a lot more live streaming going on of games going all over the place, whether it's Super League or the Suncorp or ANZ. So we are having access to more games, but watching and doing are two very different things. So no, I think in answer to your question, we don't really have anything in preparation for this. It is really, really tough coming up. It's a big ask, and we have very, very limited funding. So and I would imagine that a lot of the other countries have exactly the same issues. And I know that we obviously all chat about it. How do we do this? What can we do here? It's difficult, isn't it? And you do need funding because we've got to help these athletes, and they are athletes. So we need to look after their strength. We need to make sure they're conditioned so they can play for these things. And some countries have been at it a bit longer, and therefore they've got a little bit more in place. So you're going to see some differences, I think, from that perspective for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully we'll have the youth of the Cayman Islands and the youth of Gibraltar watching back home, making sure that they're taking notes on their national squad and trying out some of those things themselves. I mean, the ball speed that we've seen by Gibraltar around the circle edge, the aerial capacity of the Cayman Islands. Hopefully we'll see some of the youth back.
And that's what's really important. We hope that they are all watching, and that's certainly what we were saying to our youth. We've just selected our 2019-20 squad for the under-17, so they've already start their journey at the end of the month. We've got a few of the players that are obviously staying in that age group, but we're hoping that they watch, because you can't have a team and be a one-hit wonder. You can't have like a great group of girls and then all of a sudden the next year you don't have them and you've got nobody feeding up. So our youth players are crucial to our longevity, and we all every country here wants to stay in it. They want to still be able to compete on an annual basis. So it's important that you've got the youth coming in to support these squads.
Absolutely. Right, we can see now that the players are heading back onto court. We will give you any changes as soon as we have that information.
But you can see some already in the defensive end. Looks like Cayman Islands have got a new goal defence on. Lovely ball, well taken there. And first goal is for Gibraltar. So we can see Catherine Gow has now taken that wing attack position up. Great feed in there. Gibraltar nearly getting their hands on that, but one apiece in the second half of this game, quarter 3, but it's 28-21 to Gibraltar against the Cayman Islands. There's some very long arms to shoot over, but shoot over them she does and sinks that goal. Just a bit overcooked there. I think that's Clark coming in for, I think that's Caden Clark coming in on the centre position.
Yeah, just to confirm those changes for you for Cayman Islands. Goal attack is now Stacey Kelly. Wing attack, quite rightly as you said, Catherine Gower moves into that position. Kayan Clark moves to centre. Ariana Grant moves to wing defence, and goal defence is Christy Hurlston.
That's a lot of changes.
It is, and maybe that underpins what you said about that fitness, and this being the second game that they've run out. Maybe that's to inject a little bit of pace and figure back into the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and they can see that Gibraltar are working out what they're doing, so they're going to have to change it. So change it they do with practically a full set of players coming on, and it's nice to have such a lot of depth in your squad. A couple of unforced errors coming in here though.
Can have one of two effects, can't it? It can either be a refreshing change, or it can actually throw your whole game for the first few minutes.
It can indeed. But again, as well as trying to get ranking points, they're also trying to give their players experience. So it's important to get the players on the court.
Absolutely.
Good work there by Catherine Gow, giving lots of options, giving and going and getting herself to the circle edge really nicely.
And that's obviously the change they wanted to make in the last quarter but couldn't because it took too long. Nice, beautiful shot by Stacey Kelly.
Beautiful. So still 9 goals in it, which is quite a distinctive lead.
Oh,
that was a good drive in.
And a beautiful ball off her right hand. Just wide release point.
Good front position there. Taking the ball really well and finishing off with a good goal. That was nice from the Cayman Islands. They're going to have to start really trying to turn over ball there, but again, there's a little bit more defence on that centre pass, but not really denying them access into the centre third. Shot coming up a bit short there, but great effort to turn that ball over.
Contact, but in fairness, she tried to catch her.
She did. She did indeed. Bit of holding going on there, I think, in the centre third.
Yeah, I think Catherine...
Yeah, that was unfortunate. That's really lack of experience. Really, you'd want your defender to put that ball in, so you've got a couple of options opening up to be able to feed your shooters. But
oh, just a few errors creeping in, isn't there? Oh, beautiful rebound.
Yeah, that was a clear obstruction there. Just a bit of frustration, I think. That was it was indeed a lovely rebound. Great height.
They're good at using that swing ball to open up the space as well, Gibraltar, aren't they?
Yeah, they're finding it quite easy to get themselves all the way down to their goal third, and you know, they're shooting really well. I'd like to have a look at their shooting stats. They really are shooting very well, maintaining a 10-goal lead.
Yeah, 33-23 to Gibraltar. Cayman Islands need to creep back into it now if they can. And Gibraltar will be wanting to make a bigger goal difference than the Cayman Republic of Ireland game, won't they?
It's all about points, and they will all know this, of course. They'll all have been doing all the sums to know what they've got to do. But we know that, you know, each day is different in this competition. We've seen, I do remember last year, you know, real big differences from one day to the next, and you know, games not quite going the way that everybody thought they were going to go, and that's fantastic. That's what you want, isn't it? In a game of netball, you don't want a game that's very obvious. You want to see it really well contested.
Well, as long as you're a spectator. As a coach, I think when I was coaching, I would have taken the heavy wins.
Naturally, we'd be taking the heavy wins as coaches. I agree. There's a few chewed nails and a little bit of anxiety going on back in the hotel for sure.
It's a good challenge there by the Gibraltar wing defence, Zaina Reyes, and there's a good battle going on between her and Catherine Gow at the moment.
Yeah, they're very well matched, but that's some of that really nice contest that we're seeing the umpires allowing to play, which is good. But again, straight line ball. Oh, that was a beauty.
Just a really nice step change from Amy Poser on the baseline.
And from that turnover down there at the defensive end, that's really good, isn't it, to see your shooters rewarding you with a goal. That's what you want. And another one.
And the feeding as well. You know, she'd only just turned for that. Joelle saw that space and she was giving the ball straight into it.
She was indeed. A quiet word there, I think, with the defence. Umpire not very happy with a bit of the contact. Through the circle, I think that's unfortunate. Umpires being really clear, setting their penalties.
They have been really good, the umpires. So I know, like we like to be positive about Team White, but genuinely, I think they've been really good so far this tournament.
They really have. It's lovely. We've got a fantastic selection of umpires here. We've seen some of them from previous years, and we've actually seen one or two of them coming out to Dubai for various championships that we've had. Oh, unlucky. That was lovely. Oh, unlucky. That was a really good effort there by the goalkeeper.
She looks really disheartened, Nikisha Lewis,
Yes, she does.
hasn't she?
But this is another part of development, isn't it? Your players just have to keep going, and I think that's something that is a strength of Gibraltar's, that they just keep on going regardless of the scoreline. That every point counts, and that's really important. You can't ask for any more of your players.
$16-goal lead now to Gibraltar. See Amy Pozo pulling her foot up. Maybe a bit of cramp suffering. That might be a change we may see soon.
Yeah, I think, and this is one thing that the coaches will be saying to their players, that you want to be able to build up enough of a scoreline to allow your bench to go on the court, and that's a responsibility you have as possibly a starting 7 player. And I think they've potentially done enough to allow that to happen.
That's great defence there by the Cayman Islands, and that's forcing everyone. And you can see Janice then pointing back, saying it should have gone back.
It definitely
because they were all squeezed on one side.
But like you say, good job from Cayman Islands. They really pinned them into the corner there in the pocket. They didn't really have anywhere to go, so they need to take note of what they've done that was successful and try and do that again. Great take there.
Kay Copeland's so calm under pressure, isn't she? Just puts the shot.
She really does. Very nice to see. That's what you want in your shooter, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Catherine Gow having something to say, even though she's out of play, but Gibraltar come away with the ball. Lovely little pop there. Oh, an unusual miss.
Good rebound by Christy Hurlston.
Nice.
Oh, get out.
And this is what we see, isn't it? This is determination to keep going. The job isn't done. The job isn't done. We've still got another quarter, and we've got 5 minutes left of this game, and we just got to keep going. This is what they're doing very well.
Beautiful shot there by Courtney Ferreira. Time held to get the ball back, and then the time it took to get the ball back ended up resulting in a breaking by the Cayman Islands.
Whoops, an unusual fumble. Great take there. That's shooting off balance. That was a lovely goal. They really are on fire, Gibraltar. Good effort though, and it's really nice to see the Cayman Islands still going for it defensively.
Yeah, Nikisha Lewis can see it, can't she? She just needs to take the line to the ball. At the moment, she's still trying to follow the player.
Yeah, and going through the player and not getting there. So yeah, slightly quicker footwork needed. So yeah, again.
And with her jump height as well, even if it goes aerial, chances are she'll get that, even if she comes off the body towards the line of the ball.
That's another amazing turnover we see.
Gibraltar are really putting their foot down now, aren't they?
Is that Bryony? Yeah. She's got some great height there, working really hard to get that rebound for her team, and beautifully rewarded.
Oh, good pressure there by Cayman Islands, forcing it back. Little fumble.
Good use of the body there to shield the ball there by Catherine Gow. Good feed in. That's good work there from the shooters. Oh, I thought that was going to be a cruel, but it was kindly dropped in, and it's their centre pass. It'll feel good to the players. I was going to say if they can get 2 in a row, but that's an unforced error, unfortunately.
There's the change we thought was going to happen. Maybe just a bit of cramp suffering for Amy Pozo. So she heads to the bench.
Yes, that looks like a little bit of cramp. Primary carer getting ready to stretch that out, I'm sure. Fluids on board.
And at the same time, some changes being made very quickly for the Cayman Islands. We will bring you up to date with those changes as soon as we get them through here on comms. Oh, beautiful entry to the game.
Wow.
First shot, boom.
That's got to feel good, right? And certainly from her team's perspective, that's what they'll want to see. And again, driving in beautifully and being able to score.
Beautiful pop. Some comments on our feed for you. Stacey Rowbottom says, Vamo Jib. Lainey Broderick, go Catherine Guarantee Cayman, we are cheering you on from home. Maria Davison Garcia, Gibraltar on fire. They are on fire.
They are on fire. I would wholeheartedly agree. And unfortunately, an error there from the Cayman Islands. But, you know, footwork that's just been caused by being chased down continually. They are dogged in their defence. Gibraltar are literally pushing all the way.
Lauren Shemby has tweeted in. She is watching the netball, watching Gib netball instead of studying for my exam tomorrow. I credit your priorities, but at the same point in time, I'm not sure whether your parents will be too happy about that, Lauren.
Oh dear. Hopefully she can put some revision in a little bit later.
She's a netballer, so she's obviously very intelligent as well. She'll be fine.
Clearly. It's hard, isn't it, in exam time right now? I think for the girls, they're obviously all wanting to watch, and obviously they know a lot of these players. Forcing a bit of an error there, Cayman Islands.
Oh, there's that long ball. Oh, great defence. Linny Okanya just getting her feet around.
They're having to pop that long ball in though for the centre third, because Catherine's doing a lot of work in that centre third, and just she's got no one then driving out for the ball, so she has no option but to do the long ball in, and it's not working. Good reverse hand there.
A lot cleaner, wasn't it, from Nikisha Lewis, but really want to see her getting hands on it. Two hands. Yes.
Great work together, forcing that. There are pockets, aren't there, where the Cayman Islands just inject a bit of speed and it just goes really well, and then it's just sustaining that. And again, I think I would suspect that it is a little bit about the fitness too. Unlucky.
So the end of the third quarter sees Gib take a commanding lead, 46 goals to 27. We will bring you the changes that happened at the end of that quarter very soon. But 46-27.
That's a big scoreline.
The score against for the Cayman Islands Republic of Ireland was 39-55. What do you think will be being said on the Gibraltar bench right now?
So let's have a look. We've got they're scoring high, aren't they, Gibraltar? They really are. So keeping the Cayman Islands to 7 goals yet again in that quarter. And scoring for themselves, I'm hoping, Natalie, that you're really good at maths and you can work that one out. 19. That's improvement, and you can see that about their approach, can't you? So Gibraltar scoring 19 in the third quarter to Cayman Islands 7.
So going into the next quarter, are they going to be asking for more, or?
I think they are. I think they're going to push, and they're all very aware that goal difference is going to be crucial in everything that goes on. So they know they've got the win. I think that I can't see the Cayman Islands coming back to beat Gibraltar, but it's all about how much the difference is between the scoreline. That's going to be absolutely crucial, and Gibraltar are going to come out there and try and continue with their performance of a 19-7 difference. I think that's going to be really important for them.
Absolutely. And for the Cayman Islands, if you're coaching the Cayman Islands, what's your coaching team talk now? I mean, it's not necessarily a game you can turn around now.
No, I think they're going to have to. They've got some tired legs there, aren't they? They're going to have to start denying a bit more of the space. They're allowing Gibraltar to have far too much free reign of the court. So a little bit more quicker feet, getting themselves in front and forcing the ball back a little bit more. It's far too easy coming out for the centre pass. So they're going to have to do a little bit more work, and just dig deep and find a little bit of energy to be able to fight all the way through to the end. And their coaches will be saying to them, okay, we just need to say, okay, how many goals are we going to score? Let's replicate your 7 goals. Let's make sure we can do that, but let's limit the Gibraltar score. They're going to want to make sure that they narrow that gap. So they'll be saying to them, start afresh, 0-0. Let's see what we can do in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. Some highlights for you from that quarter. And just to bring you up to date with the changes, we had changes on in that quarter. Megan Martinez was the player that replaced Amy Pozo, so she was obviously the player that started at goal shoot. Tashelle Logan came back on at wing defence, and we also had Nikki Lynch come back on at goal defence. And I think that partnership was working quite well, wasn't it, in the first?
I think it is a better partnership, yeah. So let's just hope that they can sustain that and put that back out on the court and see what they can do against the shooters. Because it worked better, didn't it, when they had Megan Martinez actually there. So let's hope they can dominate that circle a little bit more, get a few more turnovers and tips on the ball for some front position.
Don't forget to get in touch with us. We love your comments. We love to hear from you. #NEOpen on Twitter. And we'll also try and get some of the comments on the Facebook stream as well. So Ilka Mena watching Gibraltar playing at the Netball Europe Open, and Gabby saying go Gibraltar, loving the game on Twitter.
Very nice, and good followers using all different methods of social media. It's good to see.
Some good support for the Cayman Islands on Facebook as well. Rachel Sherlock applauding the good fight by Nikisha Lewis. Jamila McLean watching from the Cayman Islands, giving us a wave. We're waving back. And Josephine Galia watching from Malta.
Oh, lovely. In fact, the Cayman Islands took the position from the Maltese team, who were unable, unfortunately, to be here. Malta being one of the other Netball Europe member countries, unfortunately unable to be here for this championship. So opening up a space for the Cayman Islands, which was fantastic. Oh, straight away. I think we know what Gibraltar want to do this quarter.
Yeah, great quick start by Gibraltar. Some really strong defence as well there by the Cayman Islands. Oh, beautiful defence. Good job at the back there by Nikisha Lewis. And that's the 2 hands on the ball that we want in defence.
Absolutely. Oh, that's unfortunate, but good back up there in the centre as well. So, not rewarded. She's coming out again, Nikisha Lewis. Working hard to keep that front position, and a really good effort there from the goal attack, running down that ball, but out of court it is, and it's a throw-in. Oh, no, it's not a throw-in. It's a free pass on court. Nikisha working very hard. Well done. That was amazing defensive work by the Cayman Islands. She kept her shooter high and out of contention under the post, which is where she likes to be. The ball picked up, so it's gone all the way down the other end and coming all the way back again.
A couple of changes to bring you. Rose Wilson comes back on at goal attack for the Cayman Islands. Catherine Gow moves to the centre position, and Alexis Carayas comes back on at wing attack. So the Cayman Islands really making full use of their squad. For Gibraltar, Holly Gregg comes on at wing defence. Linny Okunya goes to goal defence from the goalkeeper position, and Zaina Reyes goes back to the goal defence position.
So quite a few changes there on the Gibraltar team.
Yeah, and do you think that's a good decision to make? I mean, it's a commanding lead. This is your second game. You've got some tired legs.
Yeah, they've obviously got a mission to get a decent goal average, but they've also got a mission to look after their players. And like you say, this is day one of the competition. They've had 2 very big games today. It looks like they're going to come away with a win for game 2 of the day for Gibraltar. But it's really pleasing to see the Cayman Islands coming back with some real gusto. Defensively, they've been working really hard. You can see why Nikisha Lewis has been kept on as goalkeeper. She's actually having a huge impact in this quarter so far. Created a lot of opportunity for Lynch.
Oh, strong rebound.
The 2 hands you wanted. It's great, isn't it, when you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, well seen.
Alexis Karias.
Alexis, that's fantastic, isn't it? She watched really carefully, secured the ball, looked after it. Well played, Cayman Islands. That was lovely to see. And their centre.
Oh, beautiful fly.
Well read.
And this is what you were saying before, that so much fight still. No one's given up. Scoreline doesn't matter, does it? Quarter by quarter.
It doesn't matter at
Centre
all.
pass
Play
by
to the
centre
end.
pass.
That's what they will have been taught, and that's what they're doing. The coaches, I'm sure, will be very proud of them with this performance.
And everyone that gets to take to court wants to secure their place in that starting 7 as well, don't they?
They do indeed. Catherine Galdine to have contacted there, very rightfully. Good effort by the goal attack, but contact call.
So caution there for Nikisha Lewis.
No goal. Umpire deeming the goal attack to have contacted.
And as a defender, it's quite nice seeing that attacking contacts being pulled up in our game of netball a lot more these days.
It really is.
I'm sure the attackers wouldn't agree.
I don't think they will. We're both the defenders here on the table, so that's okay. We can say that. Well, look at that. Cayman Islands, they're going to be really pleased with that. Oh, unforced errors. That's Catherine's had it. Has she been on all game?
She has, yeah.
She's
In one position or another.
She's actually been one of their more creative players as well, creating a lot of game, and that's tiring.
Absolutely. You can see why they moved her to wing attack in the second, towards the end of the second, or wanted to in the second, and then put her on in the third, because she just is a bit more creative on that feed into the circle, isn't she?
She is indeed.
Great shot there by Courtney Ferreira. Oh, well held. Oh, unlucky.
Cayman Islands fighting to the end. That's just ball placement, isn't it? And tired arms.
Nice to see her being helped out by Courtney Ferreira there. That's good
Absolutely.
sportsmanship. Braced for the contact that didn't come.
She really was. She uses her body really well, actually, doesn't she?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's a bit telegraphed. Never going to work, really. Not when you've got a defender like that at the back end. She's not going to let you have that.
And we saw that in the last game as well, when the attack all come down into that middle third, the last ditch effort, because there's no options ahead, because everyone's behind the ball, is to wing it down, isn't it?
Absolutely no options, you're right. And this is what Gibraltar have been very good at, just lots of options. But on that time, deemed to have taken a little bit too much time to do that.
Still Cayman Islands leading this quarter, not the game, but this quarter, 3-2. Overall score, Gibraltar 46 and Cayman Islands 27.
Good take there by the goal attack. Should get another go. Contact called.
They're deemed to have contacted, so another goal for Cayman Islands. Means they're doing a lot better this quarter.
They are indeed, and actually, you know, that's not too bad at all. Good.
Oh,
well
beautiful.
done, what an effort. I love to see that. Do you know, that's not that bad, is it, that scoreline? It's not a disrespectful scoreline at all. They should be very proud of themselves.
They're winning this quarter 5-2 so far.
They are.
Gibraltar will definitely want to step this up. Oh, beautiful defence.
Well, they've got 7 minutes, so we're halfway through. Yes. Well done, Cayman Islands. They're giving it all they've got. Ball deemed to have come off Gibraltar, so Cayman Islands get it. And this is where we're struggling a little bit to see some real options opening up here from the Cayman Islands. They've turned the ball over. They've worked really hard to get that. And difficult to get it in, but get it in they do, but not to the right hands, unfortunately.
Yeah, Gibraltar are doing a really good job, aren't they, of being ball side and forcing them back, and Cayman Islands aren't doing that prelim work before the time that the ball needs to be released. They're waiting until that point to then start to work to get through.
Move. Yeah, you're right.
It's just too late.
Good rebound there, in the right position.
Beautiful shot. Megan Martinez actually has really impressed me. She's just a nice, calm shooter, always not flashy, not fancy, but just gets the job done.
And that's exactly what you want in your shooter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just that, you know, the players have the confidence that it's just going to, when they get it to her, she'll do what she needs to do. They can't win it on their own, but, you know, they're feeding the ball beautifully down to her, and she's doing a really good job what she needs to do. Oh, good take. So a much better quarter by the Cayman Islands. Let's see if they can turn a ball over from the Gibraltar centre.
Oh, great defence. Great pressure there, forcing the 3 seconds.
Good to see. This should raise the spirits of the Cayman Island team, and oh, unlucky.
You can hear the bench saying, don't worry, next one, next one.
That's good. Oh, yes, lovely rebound there by Lynch. Much better ball, looking a little bit longer. Finding Gow in the pocket, and a lovely ball under the post.
Moments of brilliance, isn't it? That was so much better.
Nice.
Time called. We see Megan Martinez. Is it coming off? Yeah, going off the court. Courtney Ferreira goes to goal attack. And we have a new goal shooter.
Oh, nearly, but great front position there, and great support on the edge of the circle, and going back. Fantastic, Cayman Islands. So just under 5 minutes of this game to play, and it's good to see the Cayman Islands really giving it everything they've got. Refinding the precision of the pass into the shooter, rewarded by a goal.
I think it may well be May Truman Davis on that goal sheet, but I will confirm that with you as soon as it comes through to us. Oh, fantastic shot.
End to end in the final minutes of this quarter. It's good to see. Goal defence deemed to have been holding her player there, so penalty to the Cayman Islands. And another change by Gibraltar.
Seeing Janice Moreno take to the bench. And a new wing attack. Again, we will confirm those changes as soon as we get them.
So we're seeing a very similar scoreline then to the Cayman Islands and Ireland game earlier today. So like you said, Natalie, I think it's going to be a pretty impressive game when we have the Ireland up against Gibraltar.
Ironically, both teams, you are right, 4 goals off the scoreline of the Republic of Ireland.
Just under 4 minutes to go, and it's Cayman Islands ball. Are they still leading this quarter? I think they very well might be. Or
they are just
about, just a nudge ahead, but Gibraltar running their bench, making another change.
Oh, beautiful fly from the back, and nicely picked up.
Hands everywhere, really trying to make sure that the ball stays in their possession.
I think there might be an intentional obstruction. That's a caution. And actually, clever by the umpires. It's hard sometimes to distinguish what's intentional and what's not, but they're very good at understanding the flow of the game and knowing that there was no chance she was going to not be obstructing to jump in front of the player.
Exactly. And, you know, from an umpire's perspective, it's all about being in the right place at the right time to make the right decision, and clearly she was exactly in the right place, so good to see. So Cayman Islands able to get the ball up their end. Can they get it into their circle? Another good precision feed in, that's good to see. Falling a bit short.
Yeah, just got to go with 2 hands rather than 1 to secure that rebound.
So very similar, last couple of minutes of the game.
Good fight by both centres there, still contesting right to the end. Oh, beautiful pass off.
All of their shooters work very well together, don't they? They rotate in and out very, very simply. They're very good at feeding the ball, quick release.
Absolutely.
Great play by the goal attack there, making sure that she keeps possession, getting a hand.
So just to confirm those changes, Anna Hernandez comes on at wing attack, and we were right, it is May Truman Davis that just sunk that beautiful shot for Gibraltar. Thought that was coming our way then.
Almost. We nearly got a touch on that ball.
I'm glad you were covering it.
Had my hand up. Ball girls doing their job. Nice to see all of the Isle of Man volunteers in action this weekend. Another beautiful goal.
Amy Valverde Benatar has come on at wing defence as well for Gibraltar.
What a take in the final minute of the game. Oh, a little bit too much pace on that and footwork called. So could the last goal go to the Cayman Islands? We've held time. Both shooters sinking behind their defenders there, making it really hard for the feeders to feed the ball, but get it in they do.
Great shot.
Lovely goal.
Oh. Caution there, given to the goal attack. I'm assuming that was deemed to be after the ball went through the net.
I think it was. But it's the final 30 seconds of the game. So 30, what a two-handed take.
Good job, Nikisha Lewis. Oh, long ball. Oh, unlucky.
The clock has not restarted, and as far as I'm aware, it should be over.
The bench clock will have started.
I'm hoping it has. Oh, here we go. In the last 25 seconds of the game.
That is full time. Just a bit of confusion on the match clock.
There was. And actually, the Cayman Islands almost got the same score as their game against by 1 goal each. So actually, that was amazing.
Exactly the same, isn't it? Fantastic. Yeah. Gibraltar take that win 54-38. So huge win for Gibraltar. well-deserved win.
A really well-deserved win. I think we could out and out say that is their experience, their never give up attitude on court from every single player. It's an absolute delight to see that performance. So a well-deserved win for Gibraltar.
Both teams get a bit of a rest now. Gibraltar's next game will be tomorrow at 3 o'clock against Israel. Cayman Islands get a bit of a rest. Their next game is at 11 o'clock versus Emirates.
That'll be us.
Been taking notes.
It's been good to have a front seat at the house and get a real good view of what's going on. So we know what we've got to do. The coaches will have been, well, that's not my job. That's the coach's job. I'll let them do that bit.
Fabulous. Thanks so much, Suzanne, for joining me today in commentary. It's been an absolute pleasure.
My pleasure indeed, and look forward to seeing you later in the competition.
Good luck for the rest of the competition.
Bye.
Fantastic. What a game. Gibraltar take that game. Cayman Islands still to secure their first win in this tournament. Gibraltar now have won one game and lost one game, so onwards and upwards for them. Thanks as usual to Netball Europe, QTV Sport, Manx Netball Association and all the volunteers that have made this possible. Just to let you know what's coming up next at 5 o'clock, do not go anywhere. We have the Republic of Ireland against the UK Armed Forces. What a match that will be. At 7 o'clock we have Isle of Man versus Israel. So stay tuned, come back, and we will speak to you soon.